Most people believe bones weaken during the day because of poor diet or lack of exercise. But for adults over 60, the truth is far more uncomfortable. Much of the real damage, or repair, can happen at night while you believe your body is simply resting. Some of the most common nighttime habits you've trusted for years may be quietly blocking bone repair while you sleep. What if the real problem isn't calcium, and it's not even exercise? What if the hours after sunset are when your bones decide whether to rebuild or continue breaking down? Could this overlooked window be the key to improving bone density after 60? If you're over 60, this should get your attention. According to newer research in sleep science and bone metabolism, bone-forming cells are most active during specific stages of sleep. When those stages are disrupted, bone repair slows down, even if your diet looks perfect on paper. This connection between sleep and bone health is rarely explained clearly, especially to older adults. And that raises an important question most people never think to ask. Here's what makes this so concerning. Many seniors are doing everything right during the day. They walk regularly, eat well, and take supplements meant to strengthen bones naturally. Yet bone loss after 60 still progresses year after year. Not because they're failing, but because no one explained what happens after dark. Why are so many older adults still losing bone density despite doing everything they were told? Stay with me, because in just a moment you'll understand why even habits that feel healthy at night can quietly work against your skeleton. Think about this. You go to bed, close your eyes, and assume your body automatically repairs itself. But what if your bones never receive that signal? What if small nighttime choices you barely notice are silencing the hormones responsible for nighttime bone regeneration? If this feels unsettling, it should. Bone loss doesn't warn you early. It rarely causes pain at first. It progresses silently, often revealing itself only after a fall, a fracture, or a sudden loss of balanced confidence. But what if there were simple nighttime habits that could help repair bones while you sleep, before it ever reaches that point? Here's a question most people over 60 are never encouraged to ask. What does your body actually need at night to trigger bone repair? Emerging clinical insights suggest that bone remodeling during sleep depends on precise signals related to timing, darkness, breathing patterns, body temperature, and deep sleep quality. Disrupt just one of these and the entire repair process can weaken. That may explain why supplements alone often aren't enough. In a moment, you'll see why this surprises even people who have taken bone support supplements for decades. Imagine discovering that rebuilding bones naturally at night has less to do with another pill and more to do with how you spend your evening hours. Don't go anywhere. Now here's the hopeful part, and this matters. These are not extreme changes. You don't need new medications or complicated routines. Science points to simple, repeatable nighttime habits that help your bones use sleep the way nature intended. What if the solution to stronger bones has been within your reach all along? Once you understand these habits, bedtime will never feel passive again. Your sleep can become a powerful tool to support bone health after 60 and reduce long-term fracture risk. In this video, you'll discover why the hours before sleep may matter more for bone repair than almost anything you do during the day. And coming up next, we'll begin with the first nighttime habit that quietly determines whether bone repair even begins. Many people over 60 believe bone loss happens slowly and predictably, almost like a normal and unavoidable part of aging. But the real threat is far more subtle than that. Bone weakening rarely begins with pain or obvious warning signs. In many cases, it develops quietly at night, during the very hours when the body is supposed to repair and rebuild bone tissue. When that nighttime repair doesn't happen, bones can become fragile long before you realize anything is wrong. The unsettling question is why this process stays invisible for so long. This is what makes the situation dangerous. You can eat well, stay active, and follow every piece of advice you've been given, yet still lose bone strength year after year without knowing why. Night after night, missed bone repair signals slowly shift the balance toward breakdown instead of rebuilding. Over time, this raises the risk of fractures, balance problems, and sudden loss of independence. And here's what most people don't expect. Many only recognize this pattern after a fall changes everything. In a moment, you'll understand why this damage can progress without setting off any alarms. What should really get your attention is how specific this process is. The body depends on precise nighttime signals to trigger bone repair during sleep. When those signals are disrupted, bone-forming cells simply don't do their job. This disruption doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't wake you up or make you feel unwell. But it quietly compounds night after night. If you've ever wondered why supplements alone haven't stopped bone loss after 60, this may be the missing explanation. Stay with me because this completely reframes how sleep affects your bones. Now here's where hope comes in, and this matters. Bone loss isn't only about age, and it isn't always permanent. Research shows that when the nighttime environment needed for bone remodeling is restored, bone metabolism can shift in a healthier direction. In simple terms, your body still remembers how to rebuild bone. It just needs the right conditions to do so. And the encouraging part is that these conditions are realistic and achievable, even for older adults. The real question is why this isn't explained more clearly. What surprises many seniors is that the solution doesn't begin with another pill or a more aggressive treatment. It starts with understanding how sleep quality, hormones, circulation, and nighttime routines work together. Small, well-timed adjustments can reopen bone repair pathways that have been quietly blocked for years. And in just a moment, you'll see why even simple nighttime changes can have a much bigger impact when they're made at the right time. The most important thing to understand is this: you don't need to do everything perfectly. You only need to stop interfering with the body's natural bone repair process. Once that interference is removed, the body often responds faster than people expect. For many adults over 60, this realization brings real relief because it means stronger bones are not out of reach. They've simply been misunderstood for a long time. In this video, you'll discover how nighttime habits can either sabotage or support bone repair while you sleep, and how to shift that balance naturally without fear or complexity. And coming up next, we'll break down the first key insight that determines whether your body even enters a true bone repair state once you fall asleep. According to Harvard researchers studying aging and bone metabolism, bone tissue is not static. It is constantly being broken down and rebuilt, and a critical portion of that rebuilding is regulated by what happens during sleep. In simple terms, your bones perform quiet maintenance at night, much like road repairs happen when traffic is low. That's why many adults over 60 wake up feeling stiff or unsteady even after a full night's sleep, because the bone repair process never fully switched on. The real question is what silently interrupts that process without you ever noticing. A large clinical study published in recent years found that sleep quality directly affects the activity of osteoblasts, the cells responsible for building bone. In everyday language, disrupted sleep doesn't just leave you tired. It tells your bones to pause rebuilding. Many seniors assume that feeling rested means they slept well, but those two are not always the same. If you've ever felt fine yet saw no improvement in bone density, this gap may explain why. And in just a moment, you'll see how common this misunderstanding really is. Researchers in sleep physiology have also shown that key hormones linked to bone repair are released only during specific stages of deep sleep. Put simply, if you don't reach or sustain those stages, the repair signal never arrives. This helps explain why some people do everything right during the day: diet, exercise, supplements, yet still experience bone loss after 60. If supplements alone didn't move the needle for you, this clue matters because it points directly to what happens after the lights go out. According to experts in circadian biology, the body's internal clock becomes more sensitive with age. In plain language, small nighttime disruptions affect older adults far more than they did decades ago. That's why habits that once seemed harmless, late dinners, evening light exposure, restless sleep, can now have outsized effects on nighttime bone health. Many seniors blame aging itself, when in reality their biology is reacting to mixed nighttime signals. Once you recognize those signals, the picture starts to change, and that's where real control begins. Clinical observations also show that bone repair does not respond to force. You can't push it with pills or shortcuts. It responds to consistency and timing. This surprises many people because we're taught to focus almost entirely on nutrients. But just like a garden won't grow without the right soil and climate, bones won't rebuild without the right sleep environment. That shift, from pushing harder to setting the right conditions, changes how bone health after 60 should be approached. The encouraging takeaway from this research is simple and powerful. your body has not forgotten how to repair bone. It is waiting for the correct nighttime cues. When those cues are restored, even gradually, bone metabolism during sleep can move in a healthier direction. For many adults over 60, this feels like discovering a missing manual they were never given. Now that you understand how researchers connect sleep quality, hormones, and bone repair in real life, not just in textbooks, we're ready to move forward. In the next section, we'll break down specific nighttime behaviors that influence these signals, starting with the one that's often the easiest to adjust, and usually the fastest to notice. Now let's count down the nighttime habits that quietly decide whether your bones repair themselves while you sleep. Stay with me, because as we move closer to number 1, each step builds on the last. And one of these is almost always overlooked after 60. What surprises many older adults is that bone repair while sleeping depends less on effort and more on timing and consistency after sunset. Number 10. Consistent sleep timing. When bedtime and wake time shift from day to day, the circadian rhythm becomes unstable. This directly blunts growth hormone release, one of the strongest drivers of nighttime bone repair. In simple terms, your bones need predictable timing to know when rebuilding should begin. Without that rhythm, the repair signal weakens, even if you sleep the same number of hours. After 60, this effect becomes more noticeable. Sleeping in on weekends or staying up late can quietly disrupt bone metabolism during sleep. Keeping a steady schedule, going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day, supports deeper sleep stages where bone repair peaks. For older adults using sleep medications, sudden schedule changes can increase grogginess or fall risk. The result is a clearer repair window at night and steadier bone turnover over time. And coming up next, you'll see why minerals only help when timing is right. Number 9. Magnesium-friendly evening meal. Magnesium plays a key role in nighttime bone metabolism by supporting calcium transport and hormone balance. These processes are most active during sleep, which is why an evening meal with magnesium-rich foods, like leafy greens, beans, or nuts, can help prepare the body for repair while you rest. For many adults over 60, this supports bone health without added complexity. However, supplements require caution. Older adults with kidney issues or certain heart medications should follow medical guidance. What's often missed is that magnesium works best when the body has already shifted into repair mode. If digestion is still active late at night, the benefit can fade. The result of a well-timed magnesium-friendly dinner is smoother mineral movement into bone tissue overnight. But what if eating at the wrong time quietly cancels this benefit? That's exactly what we'll explore next. Number 8. Stop late-night snacking. Late-night snacking can quietly block bone repair while you sleep, even if the food seems healthy. Eating late raises insulin, and insulin suppresses growth hormone during the exact hours bones are meant to rebuild. Growth hormone is a critical signal for nighttime bone repair, guiding minerals and proteins into bone tissue. When this signal weakens, repair slows without obvious warning. After 60, this effect becomes stronger. Hormonal responses are more sensitive, so even small late meals can shift the body away from repair. Many adults are surprised to learn that bone loss after 60 is often driven less by what they eat and more by when they eat. Finishing your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bed allows the body to move from digestion into repair mode. Sleep deepens, growth hormone release improves, and bones receive clearer rebuilding signals. The result is a stronger overnight repair response. And next is a factor most people underestimate. Number 7. Darkness matters more than you think. Darkness is a biological repair signal, not just a sleep aid. In true darkness, melatonin rises, and melatonin supports both sleep and bone-forming cells. Even low levels of nighttime light can suppress melatonin and weaken bone repair while sleeping. For adults over 60, light exposure has a bigger impact. Aging eyes allow more light in, making screens and lamps more disruptive than before. Habits that once felt harmless can now quietly interfere with sleep quality and bone health. Dimming lights and avoiding screens before bed helps restore melatonin's rhythm. Bedrooms should feel calm and dark, with softly lit pathways for safety. The result is deeper, more restorative sleep that favors rebuilding instead of breakdown. And coming up next, we'll look at movement without overstimulation. Number 6. Gentle evening movement. Gentle movement in the evening plays a much bigger role in bone repair while sleeping than most people realize. Light stretching or slow relaxed walking improves circulation without triggering a stress response. This matters because cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, can block nighttime bone repair if it stays elevated. Calm, controlled movement keeps cortisol low while helping nutrients reach bone tissue more efficiently. For adults over 60, this balance is critical. Intense or late-night workouts may feel productive, but they often overstimulate the nervous system and delay deep sleep. That delay shortens the window when bone-forming cells receive repair signals. Many seniors are surprised to learn that pushing harder at night can actually weaken overnight rebuilding. How often do good intentions quietly work against bone health? About 10 minutes of gentle movement before bed is usually enough. Light stretching, slow walking, or simple mobility exercises help joints loosen without raising heart rate too much. The goal isn't fitness, it's circulation. When done safely and pain-free, gentle evening movement supports sleep quality and sets the stage for stronger nighttime bone repair. And once circulation is in place, fueling becomes the next key factor. Number 5. Protein timing. Bones are not built from minerals alone. They depend on a protein-based framework called the bone matrix, which is rebuilt every night. Amino acids are the raw materials for this process, making protein timing especially important for bone health after 60. When protein is eaten at the right time, it supports repair without disrupting sleep. A moderate amount of protein at dinner provides what bones need to rebuild overnight. Heavy or late meals, however, can interfere with digestion, raise body temperature, and fragment deep sleep. Many adults unknowingly sabotage nighttime bone repair by eating too late, even when food choices are healthy. For most older adults, a balanced dinner with protein earlier in the evening works best. This allows digestion to settle while still supplying building blocks for bone metabolism during sleep. When protein timing is right, the body can focus on repair instead of digestion. The result is stronger structural rebuilding with better sleep quality. But one common evening habit can undo both movement and protein timing, and it often goes unnoticed. Number 4. Limit alcohol. Completely at night. Alcohol has a far stronger effect on nighttime bone repair than most people realize. When alcohol is consumed in the evening, it suppresses osteoblast activity, the specialized cells responsible for building new bone, for several hours. This suppression happens during the exact window when bone repair while sleeping is meant to peak. Even small amounts can quietly interfere with this process, especially in adults over 60 whose recovery systems are already more sensitive. In practical terms, this means that a single evening drink can shrink the body's bone-building window without causing obvious symptoms. You may still fall asleep, but the quality of sleep shifts. Growth hormone release becomes blunted, inflammation markers rise, and bone metabolism during sleep slows down. Many seniors are surprised to learn that alcohol doesn't just affect the liver or brain, it directly impacts how bones rebuild overnight. The question is, how often this hidden effect goes unnoticed? Avoiding alcohol completely in the evening protects the repair window your bones rely on. For adults over 60, this is especially important if you take blood pressure medications, sleep aids, or medications that affect balance. Alcohol can amplify side effects like dizziness, poor coordination, and nighttime awakenings, all of which further reduce deep sleep and bone repair. If you've ever wondered why your sleep feels lighter after a drink, this may be the reason. Over time, removing alcohol from nighttime routines allows osteoblast activity to remain uninterrupted. The result is steadier bone-building signals, improved sleep quality, and better long-term bone strength. And coming up next is a habit that seems unrelated at first, but plays a surprisingly powerful role in nighttime bone health. Number 3. Nasal breathing. During sleep. Breathing may seem automatic, but how you breathe during sleep has a direct impact on bone repair. Nasal breathing improves oxygen delivery, stabilizes carbon dioxide levels, and lowers stress hormone release, all of which are vital for bone cell metabolism during sleep. When breathing shifts to the mouth, oxygen efficiency drops and the body enters a mild stress state, even while asleep. Over time, this can quietly interfere with nighttime bone repair. For adults over 60, nasal breathing becomes even more important because oxygen utilization naturally declines with age. Poor nighttime breathing can reduce circulation to bone tissue and increase cortisol, a hormone that promotes breakdown rather than rebuilding. Many people focus on diet and supplements, yet overlook this fundamental signal. The surprising question is how often bone loss after 60 is influenced by something as simple as breathing patterns. Clearing nasal passages before bed, adjusting sleep position, or using supportive pillows can encourage nasal breathing during sleep. In cases of chronic congestion, allergies, or snoring, addressing airway health can make a meaningful difference. If sleep apnea is present or even suspected, medical evaluation is essential, as untreated apnea severely disrupts sleep architecture and bone metabolism during sleep. The result of consistent nasal breathing is a calmer nighttime physiology. Stress hormones decrease, oxygen delivery improves, and bone-forming cells receive clearer repair signals. Over time, this supports repair instead of breakdown and improves overall nighttime healing. And as you'll see next, even breathing works best when paired with the right sleep environment, because temperature quietly shapes how deeply your body can repair itself. Number 2. Warm, not hot, sleep environment. Excess heat during the night can quietly disrupt the deepest stages of sleep, the exact phases where bone repair, while sleeping, reaches its peak. Deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep, is when bone-forming cells receive the strongest signals to rebuild and strengthen bone tissue. When the bedroom is too warm, the body struggles to stay in this restorative stage long enough. And here's what many adults over 60 don't realize. You may be sleeping for hours, yet missing the very sleep phase your bones need most. A slightly cooler sleep environment helps stabilize body temperature and allows slow-wave sleep to last longer. In simple terms, your bones need a calm, cool nighttime setting to do their repair work efficiently. Many seniors unknowingly keep bedrooms too warm out of fear of stiffness or discomfort, not realizing that excess heat can actually shorten deep sleep and weaken nighttime bone repair. The surprising question is how often this small detail quietly cancels out other healthy habits. For older adults, the goal is balance, not cold, not hot. Extreme cold can increase joint stiffness or muscle tension, while excessive warmth interferes with sleep quality and bone metabolism during sleep. Adjusting bedding, using breathable fabrics, or lowering the thermostat slightly can make a meaningful difference. And if you've ever woken up feeling overheated, restless, or unrefreshed, this may be one of the hidden reasons. The result of getting this balance right is more uninterrupted time spent in the most restorative sleep phases, where bone density support and nighttime healing naturally occur. And coming up next is the habit that matters even more than temperature, supplements, or any single nutrient, and it often surprises people the most. Number 1. Sleep duration over supplements. This is the habit that outweighs them all. Bone repair doesn't just depend on nutrients, it depends on time. No matter how many supplements you take, short sleep cuts the bone repair process short. Bone remodeling is a sequence, not a switch, and when sleep ends too early, that sequence never finishes. This is why sleep duration and bone density are so closely linked, especially after age 60. During a full night of sleep, the body moves through repeated repair cycles. Growth hormone release, mineral integration, and cellular rebuilding all happen in stages. When sleep is limited, those stages are interrupted. In practical terms, this means your bones may start repairing, but never reach completion. Many adults over 60 are surprised to learn that sleeping 6 hours instead of 7 or 8 can quietly reduce bone repair while sleeping, night after night. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of consistent sleep allows the full repair sequence to run its course. This doesn't mean perfect sleep every night, but it does mean protecting sleep as seriously as diet or exercise. For seniors focused on preventing bone loss after 60, this often matters more than adding another pill to the routine. And if supplements haven't delivered the results you expected, sleep duration may be the missing factor. The result of adequate sleep time is a fundamental shift away from gradual bone loss and toward rebuilding and stability. Over weeks and months, this supports stronger bones, better balance, and reduced fracture risk. And the most encouraging part is that this change doesn't require buying anything new, just allowing your body the time it needs to heal. Now that you've seen how these nighttime habits stack together to influence bone repair while you sleep, the next section will show you how to combine them safely, realistically, and consistently into one simple evening routine you can actually maintain, without feeling overwhelmed or restricted. If you've been feeling tired or anxious lately, you're not alone, and many adults over 60 feel the same way without knowing the reason. The good news is that your body still has the ability to bounce back at any age when it receives the right signals. Tell us in the comments how old you are and what your biggest health goal is right now, because your experience may be exactly what another senior needs to hear today. As always, check with your doctor before making changes to sleep routines, supplements, or diet, especially if you're over 60 or taking medication. Remember, your body has a remarkable capacity to heal and adapt. If this video helped you, please like and share it with someone who needs a little hope tonight, and stay with me, because what comes next will help you turn these nighttime habits into something simple you can use every day.